It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the Suns out in Phoenix. And guys, for the Suns, it's been sort of a middle-of-the-road start to the season for them as they sit at 5-5 through 10 games. We'll see what side of 500 they wind up on after tonight. You look at the roster of the Suns for this season and the past few seasons, and you'll notice a common theme. Boy, they got a lot of guards. What do you think, Kenny?
Well, it's nice to have a multiple of guys who can handle the basketball, do certain things, change things up. But, you know, sometimes that not having a lead guard hurts you down the stretch in close games.
You know, and their decision to load up on guards was part of the reason why Dragic won it out. But having a lot of guards work for the Golden State Warriors, they won a championship. Will it work for Phoenix? We shall see.
Well, let us get down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
Let's meet the visiting team, the Chicago Bulls. At small forward, Doug McDermott. At the other forward position, Taj Gibson. At center, Robin Lopez. At point guard, Rajon Rondo. At the other guard position, Jimmy Butler. The head coach of the visiting team is Fred Hoiberg. And now introducing your Phoenix Suns. At center, 7 feet 1 inch, number 21. Alex Landry. The big man, 7 feet 1 inch, number 4, Tyson Chandler. At the small forward position, at 6 foot 6 inches, number 1, Gavin Booker. Starting at shooting guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 3, Brandon Knight. 6'1" guard from Kentucky, number 2, Eric Bledsoe. The head coach of your home team. Let's hear it for your Phoenix Suns.
Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Chase Budding. Team moving on here without him.
You know, what the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their younger players are ready to spread their wings and take on a little more responsibility. They're going to get more minutes for those guys and allow them to see a little more playing time.
Clearly a forward-thinking deal, you know, and even if his aren't the biggest shoes to fill, it still puts a lot of pressure on your young guys. And let's see if they're ready to fill that void.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Butler and McDermott filling out the perimeter. Robin Lopez out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Rondo in at the 1.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That one is off. And sometimes it feels like Brandon Knight is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA. The poor guy just doesn't get much respect.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Through the end of last season, he'd already been on 3 teams in 5 years. On one hand, it may be disrespectful, but teams recognize his ability, too.
Good on the second free throw.
And on the topic of Brandon Knight, you have to wonder why he's been traded around so much. I mean, it wasn't due to a slow start because he made the All-NBA rookie first team. He's smart, has a strong work ethic, proved himself to be a clutch shooter in college, the kind of guy you normally wouldn't think about dealing for someone else.
No good from Bledsoe. Phoenix on defense. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have. You know, talking about Brandon Knight, part of the reason he's been traded so often is because teams are offering great prospects in return. Detroit dealt him for Brandon Jennings, and Milwaukee dealt him for Michael Carter-Williams.
Lopez with the steal. Here's Rondo, and it's blocked. They recover it. Butler against Knight. He kicks it to Bledsoe. And Gibson sends it back. No good. So Phoenix will take it the other way. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And this is the first of two games between the two, East versus West, so they don't see a whole lot of one another.
Yeah, and Greg, for me, that just raises the intrigue level. Some matchups we don't get to see that often, so I'll be watching this one closely.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
For Phoenix, they've gone 0-3 from the field to start the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And that is good.
First bucket for this offense, 1 of 4 to start the game.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Gibson the screen, and it's Rondo penetrating. There's a trade that seemingly had been talked about for several years. Finally last season, Boston shipping out Rajon Rondo to the Dallas Mavericks, Clark, halfway through the season.
Yeah, and it seemed to me to be a trade that actually helped both teams.
And he knocks down the first one.
And you know, Rondo, a strange year shooting the ball last season. For a good stretch, he was shooting the same from the free throw line as he was from three-point range, about 30%.
No good on the second free throw. The Suns have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Knight with it. Butler covering. There's the dish to Len. Here's the screen. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. Good on the triple. It's all mounted up. Greg, you were talking about Rondo, and his shooting woes have been well documented. Clark, he tried to tap into Dirk's old shooting coach to help him out while in Dallas.
You know, a good portion of this might be mental at this point for Rondo. He is getting to the point in his career where I think it is what it is for him in regards to his shooting.
And slam dunk by Butler.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now, here is Knight. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Lakers. Booker dishes to Len. Chandler against Lopez. Chicago grabs the miss. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you. And you know how optimistic and positive I am. But it's hard for me to find anything positive to take away from that. It's a game you just want to forget about as soon as you can.
And so here's Phoenix, trailing by 5. Bledsoe passes to Chandler. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense, and that's why teams will just still want him even late in his career.
Chandler hits them both.
And one thing that Phoenix had for them last season was depth, a very good bench, and they provided a good scoring punch when called upon.
Now here's Gibson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Gibson with the screen on Knight. And Gibson kicks to Lopez.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
The Bulls have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
First free throw is good, and the Suns making a change here. Tucker's checked in, and a change for the Bulls. Mirotic is checked in for Doug McDermott. Both free throws good from Lopez.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. We'll find out, DB.
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
And thank you, Doris. Lopez a screen. Here's Mirotic. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Bledsoe dishes to Tucker. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Watching P.J. Tucker, he does all the little things for you, plus some big ones as well. Ever since he came into the league, Clark, he's been a tremendous glue guy.
Yeah, he's a Velcro guy. You don't want him handling the ball a bunch or launching a lot of threes, but he's physically imposing, and he gives you what he's got. You know the effort is always going to be there with him.
First one falls for him.
And talking about P.J. Tucker, he's really played the same role the past 3 seasons. Excellent inside-out defender, tremendous rebounder for his size, and he really plays within his limitations, taking only shots he can make and also not turning the ball over.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Williams, he's checked in for Alex Len. Warren comes in for Booker, and it's Barbosa in for Eric Bledsoe. Both shots good from the stripe.
You know, it's funny, we talk about glue guys like Tucker being instrumental to winning the championship, but it's really about trying to find the best guys at what they do. And a case can be made that Tucker is one of the best in the NBA at what he does.
Grant, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Snell. Mirotic the screen. To the middle. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Portis has got his first basket.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Outside Knight. He dishes it to Williams. Back to Knight. The shot is off. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Grant kicks to Butler. And Barbosa pulls it down.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Warren. Phoenix, no good that time either. The Bulls leading by 3. Grant with the ball. Here's Mirotic. No good with the triple.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
And it's Butler missing. Phoenix is gone. 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A nice shot by Knight.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
Well, T.J. Warren had a very interesting start to his NBA career. Spent most of the first half in the D-League. In the second half, Clark, he finally got some minutes and really provided a spark.
You know, he doesn't have great range on his jumper right now, and he's not an elite ball handler, but he's one of the best cutters in the game. Moves well without the ball, so I think his future is bright nonetheless.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And talking about TJ, guys, he put up a few interesting numbers towards the end of last season. Shot 64% from the field in March. Had 18 points in one game, 17 in another. The last game of the year, he chips in with 6 assists. So now it's up to him to put it all together on a more consistent basis.
Dudley's checked in for Brandon Knight. And the Bulls making a change also. Dinwiddie's checked in. Chicago leading.
And, you know, getting back to TJ, yes, he needs to improve his shooting range. But what I'd like to see are major improvements on defense. I mean, he shows active hands when he's near the ball, but he can also be a bit lazy as a defender and gambles and reaches too much. That won't get it done at this level.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Now here is Barbosa. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And Leandro Barbosa gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. The Bulls leading by 3. Now the pass to Snell. Can't get it to fall.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Barbosa kicks to Williams. Feeds to Dudley. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. Here are the team leaders in steals. You need to play heads up against these squads. The Bulls in second.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Now, here's Grant. Mirotic the screen. Grant the pass to Dinwiddie. Offline with his 3. Suns trail by 3. Here's Tucker. Rebound collected by Snell. Chicago has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Williams with the block. Grant kicks to Snell. A second chance effort. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
One shot, gentlemen.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Now here's Warren. He's had some playing time but no scoring yet from him. to the inside, and out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Chicago leading by 6. Grant outside. Three-pointers. Snell can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Here's Dinwiddie. And again, Chicago. No good. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Mirotic up top. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Back to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Dinwiddie passes to Portis. Three-pointer, Snell. And his third shot of the night, no good, 0 for 3. Suns trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something to right. Dudley's shot is good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here. And every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Dinwiddie. Back to Grant. Uncovered. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Suns trail by 5. Now Barbosa looking for his first basket still in this one. Warren kicks to Williams. Pass to Dudley. Picked by Williams. It's stolen. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. No good off the front iron.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now. A chance to take a look at how the Suns are doing right now early in the season. 4th in blocks. They were 6th in field goal percentage. and they are in the top third of the league in assists. With the quality of players they have, you thought they might be better there, but not bad.
You know, you talked about their spot in the shot blocking rankings. Their length and presence inside is not to be taken lightly. And trust me, their opponents are very conscious of it every time they drop the ball.
Now here is Barbosa. Phoenix no good that time either. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Snell. Now the feed to Grant. Here's Portis. He's guarded by Williams. Mirotic has a wide open look. Count it from 12. Mirotic just got his second basket of the night. Suns trail by 7. Now here is Barbosa. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. He feeds it to Williams. Barbosa with a screen for Williams. Shot clock at 6. Tucker can't get it to go. Chicago's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from 3-point range so far in the first. Dinwiddie dishes to Grant. Pass to Dinwiddie. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Grant, right side. Pass to Portis. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Williams kicks to Barbosa. Tries to snap the cold streak. The shot no good. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Bulls lead by 7. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Suns, Bledsoe and I to the backcourt. Alex Len out there with Booker, and it's Chandler in at the 5 down low.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage. And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
And how about we check out the group of rookies with the best percentages from the charity stripe this season? Well, you look at Booker, 4th in the league, and as consistent as they come at the free throw line.
And really, he needs to continue getting to the free throw line as much as possible because he's pretty deadly once he gets there.
And it's hard to score in this league as a rookie. The charity stripe is one place where you can get some easy points, where nobody's on you. And he's learned to take full advantage of that.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That one is off. On the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history, and Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time, so look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
Bledsoe against Rondo. Inside. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And Booker kicks to Bledsoe. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touches it left.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
And the dunk by Len.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Rondo passes to Lopez. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Lopez has got 6 points.
Rondo, a master at setting up teammates.
Bledsoe dishes to Booker. Chandler outside. Bledsoe outside. Knocked loose. McDermott with a steal. And here's Rondo. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game, pushing their lead to double digits. Gibson's got his first bucket in this one.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon, because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Now here's Chandler. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side. Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Now here's Rondo. Lopez outside. Kicks to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. 4 on the clock. It's hauled in by the Suns. Chandler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Bledsoe with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Bledsoe against Rondo. Here's Chandler. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he misses the second one as well, so he's 0 for 2 that time. Bulls have had a great rebounding team for a long time now. Last season was no different.
Yeah, so many categories to measure how well a team rebounds. The Bulls were in the top 3 in almost all of them.
Now here's Butler. 23 points for him the last game against Indiana.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Now here's Knight. After the miss from Doug McDermott. Dishes the Len. Crafty move. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
As for the Bulls and rebounding, I mean, they were second in the league in winning contested rebounds. That's another data analytics stat for you folks. Second overall in total rebounds, too.
And with the big men the Bulls have, it's easy to see why they rebound so well. But make no mistake, guards and bigs alike rebound well on this Bulls team.
And the free throw, no good. What a season for Alex Len last year. Came in looking to find a spot for the team, and he made huge jumps in his game.
And I think it correlated with his minutes going up as well. I mean, he played a lot more minutes, and he's a very complete big guy. With the added minutes, the production has gone up as expected.
Suns trail by 8. Bledsoe outside. Knight on the wing. He kicks it to Len, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further. And, you know, you can expect young big men to improve over time, but I didn't think anyone expected Len to jump ahead so fast.
Now here's McDermott, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Inside, Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's on Tyson Chandler.
And a final remark, guys, on Len. I mean, his defense was the big benefactor. I mean, he was a force in the paint and developed into a really solid rim protector.
All right, now, gentlemen, two shots. Loose shots.
That's good from Lopez. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Williams, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. And so he makes both from the line.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving two. Brought back one as well.
Butler with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. The dish to Rondo. The 11-footer. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
That'll be a Suns timeout.
And the Suns call time here.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year. You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Suns trail by 10. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much great a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Here's Len, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Williams kicks to Len. Clock at 6. Booker with it. Now defended by McDermott. A shot by Knight, no good. Len passes to Booker. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And here we go. Rondo heading to the hoop. That's good. And now an 11-point Chicago lead.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Bledsoe. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
A nice shot by Booker.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Warren's checked in for Alex Len. P.J. Tucker comes in for Booker. Jared Dudley's checked in for Brandon Knight. And it's Barbosa in for Eric Bledsoe. Here's Dinwiddie. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter, Greg. You're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter, Clark. This Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already. Boy, the fast break has really been good to him here, and they're clicking in transition.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 scores have come from fast break opportunities. They have made the most of their chances.
Now here's Dudley. 12 points his last outing. Warren with the ball. Just 5 to shoot. The Suns need to get a shot off. Here's Barbosa. It's deflected, but he recovers it. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And Chicago has possession. Dinwiddie kicks to Mirotic. Shoots. Kept alive. Here's Portis. And the baseline jumper, no good. Suns trail by 13. Here is Dudley. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. It's picked off. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Shot left block. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
And so Snell nails both of them. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
He makes one of two that time.
And when you look at how Phibbs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Mirotic, his three-pointers off the mark.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Here's Barbosa, out of hand on it, but they recover it. Williams dishes to Dudley. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Dudley's got 5.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Here's Portis. And Mirotic has it in the corner. And he banks in the layup. He's got 6.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
You know, steadying themselves. After a tough start, they're back on track.
Phoenix calls timeout. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Here's Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He dishes it to Warren. Now the pass to Dudley.
Hey, get Barbosa.
Leandro Barbosa on the wing. He's covered by Grant.
Good. And back to Mirotic last season. Per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big and made the all-rookie first team, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Now here is Barbosa. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Williams passes to Tucker. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Tucker's got 5.
They are absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash. And, you know, for Mirotic, his value extends to the defensive end as well. He did a surprisingly good job of racking up blocks and steals last season. You have to believe that if he improves his power and consistency, an all-star nod isn't so far off.
And so here's Phoenix. The Bulls getting the bucket. Here's Dudley. Dinwiddie with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 13. Grant kicks to Mirotic. Barbosa against Grant. And finished off by Mirotic.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Barbosa. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Suns trail by 15. Lots of room. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Grant's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
There's a good screen. Here's Mirotic. Nailed from three-point land. Mirotic has got 11.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, you're hot. And he is absolutely scorching.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's Chicago. They lead by 18. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the 3rd quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny, let's go to you. Your opinion on their game so far.
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
They were brick city and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We've seen Robin Lopez really having a great game.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
Really hard to fathom he'll be able to keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but, you know, you never know. It could be a special night for him.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. At small forward and power forward, it's McDermott and Gibson. Rajon Rondo is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. Here's Bledsoe. Feeds it to Booker. Knocked away. Here's Knight. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Knight's got the first field goal of the second half for the Suns.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Rondo kicks to Lopez. From 12 feet out. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Pass to Chandler. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 3rd rebound tonight. It's Butler that time on the assist by Rondo. That's 10 points for Jimmy Butler.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
They get it again. One kicks tonight. No good from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Rondo can't get it to go.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
And he gets it to go.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Here's Rondo, following the score by Phoenix. And Butler gets it to go.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
Bledsoe outside. Out to the wing. Here's Len, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. 10 points for Alex Len. The Bulls leading by 15. Rondo with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Shots good by Gibson.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Listen, no doubt the Suns were a competitive team a season ago, especially against that Eastern Conference. Took 18 wins out of the 30 contests they had against the East.
And the Suns call time. The Suns did win the games they were supposed to against the East. As you were talking about, Greg, they had no problem with any team, Clark, as you look back on the Eastern Conference.
Well, you look at the record there against the East, 18-12 against that conference, 9-7 against the playoff teams in the East. I'm only one of 9 teams in the entire league that could claim that.
Suns trail by 17. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Bledsoe dishes to Knight. To the paint. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Tyson Chandler. Second in blocks, second in field goal percentage. And he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And as you said, one of the best shot blockers in the league. Tremendous motor. He's simply been destroying opponents in the lane.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time. But it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Now here's Butler. He's got 12. Here's Lopez. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Here's Chandler. Good D by Lopez.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Now the feed to McDermott. The shot will not go. And Phoenix the other way now. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Bulls ball. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Number 1, the Bulls.
You know, they've been so aggressive on the offensive boards, and they're earning every one of those second-chance buckets with that relentless effort.
Chicago leading by 19.
Timeout.
Timeout for the Bulls.
Guard it.
Chicago calls timeout.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here. The NBA has done a terrific job of increasing its presence around the globe. I mean, what was once a national sport has become a global sport in a relatively short time. I think that'll continue to be the case as a larger international presence moves forward.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He went over the offensive game plan and that it hinges on running through Lopez. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
The NBA, it's undeniable, becoming a global game. It's reflected in the players. 1/4 of the league. That's amazing. 1/4 of the league, now international players.
It's unreal. I mean, that number is going to continue to grow, I think, over the years. Last season, they had a game in Mexico, and events like that really help expand the popularity of the NBA.
And the first one drops. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Suns trail by 21. Pass to Booker. Some solid defense from Butler. The Bulls have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. McDermott can't get it to go.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player, and that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. you know, but he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, you know, Greg, and you know this position so well, he has the ability to be one of the best league's combo guards, I think.
I agree. I mean, consistency will tell the tale when it comes to Bledsoe. I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last year, but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player? Only time will tell.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists, those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
Now, Booker, 13 points in the game. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Count the bucket. Bledsoe's got 7 points in the game.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And talking about Eric Bledsoe, he took on a lot more responsibility last season, Greg, especially after the trades in Phoenix. He became the main focal point of their offense.
And you know what? It was his first year of kind of being the man. Signed a big contract coming into the season, and now there's a responsibility that goes with being the go-to guy. Eric has the talent to shine, though, in that role.
So it's Phoenix now after the Bulls pick up 2. They double-team Bledsoe. It's Knight with the drive, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 3 assists tonight. Lopez a screen. Rondo passes to Butler. Dives for it. Chandler with the steal. Now here's Booker. Not a lot of room. He feeds it to Chandler. One kicks to Chandler. Rondo with the rebound. Rondo's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Pass to Len. Chandler with the screen on Gibson. One kicks to Chandler. Here's Booker. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lopez a screen on Knight. Lopez a screen. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Butler dishes to Lopez. Second shot opportunity. Rejected by Len. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Rondo with it, and it's Knight picking him up.
Lopez.
Rondo kicks to Lopez. It's hauled in by the Suns. Chandler's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. A nice shot by Booker.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Rondo. 7 points in the game. McDermott, no one around him. Kept alive.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Lopez with the steal. Dishes to Butler. All alone. Here's Gibson. Rejected by Len. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Throws it up high. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. When you look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger, I think.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
No good on that one.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Williams, he's checked in for Chandler. P.J. Tucker comes in for Len. Jared Dudley's checked in for Booker. And it's Barbosa in for Brandon Knight.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
Here's Barbosa. The Bulls getting the bucket. Kicks it to Williams. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Grant against Bledsoe. Grant the pass to Dinwiddie. Grant with a screen on Barbosa. Shot clock at 6. Screen by Grant. The pass to Dinwiddie. Out left to the wing. Here's Mirotic. That one wide left. Suns trail by 17. Bledsoe with it. Now defended by Grant. Bledsoe dishes to Tucker. And Mirotic sends it back to the paint. Here's Dinwiddie, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. There's a screen by Williams. Bledsoe kicks to Dudley. Outside Williams. The dish now to Bledsoe. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. 5th, Eric Bledsoe.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
Yeah, and that's the age we're living in right now. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a point guard lead his team in scoring, which used to be almost unheard of. And these guys here are all capable of carrying the scoring load for their team on any given night.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Check out the game for Eric Bledsoe. He's got 8 points and a decent little assist total for him, too.
No doubt they'd like to see that carry over to the rest of the team. Get good assist numbers all the way around.
And Phoenix making a change here. Warren's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 10. Passes it to Portis. Here's Mirotic. Off target from outside. Suns trail by 17. Dudley the pass to Bledsoe. Tucker with the ball. Now defended by Grant. And here's Dudley for 3. Cannot hit. And the Bulls going the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
Look at the turnover situation, guys, and it's not been that bad. Just a handful, and when you take care of the ball like that, that can help you build a lead.
Some changes for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in for Williams. And it's Barbosa in for Eric Bledsoe. There's 1:17 left to play here in the third.
Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Dudley's shot is good. The Bulls leading by 14. Grant outside. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Mirotic. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve. Effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running
now,
for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being
Two shots.
Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
He's off on the first.
For Mirotic, he was most valuable late in games, guys. From March on, he led the league in fourth quarter points per game.
And he sinks the second.
And for that note about Mirotic, in the fourth, he outscored LeBron and Westbrook that month. That's impressive for any player, much less a rookie.
Now, here's Tucker. 5 points in the game. Now, here's Dudley. He's guarded closely. 5 to shoot. Here's Warren. The rebound by Grant. Chicago leading by 15. Dinwiddie passes to Portis. Mirotic against Barbosa. With a step back. Mirotic gets the bucket. Mirotic has got 14.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Now here is Barbosa. Here's Dudley. Here's Len. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal.
And he's just had one attempt at the line early.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
I don't think you really can say enough about the work he's put in and the massive strides he's made in his free throw shooting, guys. I mean, his numbers are way up this year.
And the second free throw, good. Grant. Shot is off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Bulls lead by 16. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Suns trail by 16. They've got Brandon Knight, Booker out there with Warren. Then there's Len, and it's Barbosa in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now here is Barbosa. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Bulls.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
And guys, with the Suns last year, you know, it wasn't a full return to that 7 seconds or less era, but it was pretty close. And the Suns were right at the top in terms of pace of play.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the Suns. Now here is Barbosa. Shoots it. They get it back. Goes back up. And Chandler lays it in.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Chandler with the steal. Inside, McDermott with the steal. Down low, here's Portis. It's hauled in by Warren. Warren's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Well, as our listeners and our viewers know, we love analytics, and pace is how many possessions you see during an average game. The Suns were close, Clark, to 100.
Yeah, only the Rockets and Warriors played at a higher pace than the Suns did, Kevin. And pushing the pace is really when they were most effective.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Robin Lopez is checked in for Portis, and Taj Gibson is subbed in for Mirotic. Lopez a screen. Back to Butler. Gibson with the screen on Knight. Butler dishes to Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 6 assists in the game.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Now, here is Knight. Barbosa kicks to Chandler. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Rondo against Barbosa. And Gibson wide open. He shoots. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And the D is having problems stopping the mid-range jumper. They're not really closing out on them as much as they should be.
6 of their last 10 points have come by way of the two-pointer.
Here's Booker. Rebounded by McDermott. McDermott's got 5 rebounds tonight. Feeds it to Butler. He kicks it to Lopez. That's good. Lopez has got 20.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
The feed to Barbosa. He dishes it to Chandler. Rondo against Barbosa. Here's Chandler. Power down with both hands. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Now here's Rondo. Lopez left side. And the shot falls short this time.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Knight. To the wing right side. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Booker. No luck. Some solid defense from Butler. The Bulls leading by 15. Here's McDermott. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
And they're going to have a hard time climbing back into this game if they continue to defend like that.
It's Chandler high post. From the arc. Oh my, he'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. It's on Jimmy Butler. Alex Len's check in for the Suns. Bledsoe comes in for Leandro Barbosa.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Offensive rebound, Lopez. Good from the moment it left his hand. That makes him 10 for 14.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Bledsoe passes to Len. Knight wide open. Wide open shot is on the money.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Outside Rondo. Gibson the screen. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. That doesn't go either for Butler.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Rondo with it. Now guarded by Bledsoe. Rondo dishes to Butler. Gibson the screen. Butler attacking. Chandler with the steal. And here is Knight. Pass to Bledsoe. Len with a screen on Rondo. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Here's Booker. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Now here's Booker. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot?
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
And that is good.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Knight kicks to Chandler. McDermott with a steal. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. And it's Butler missing.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Outside Rondo. There's the pick. Lopez passes to Butler. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Knight. Suns trail by 16. He feeds it to Len. Pass to Bledsoe. Chandler dishes to Len. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Rondo against Bledsoe. Rondo drives in. Here's Lopez. Phoenix grabs the miss.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponent when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts. Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Len sets a screen for Knight. Dishes it to Len. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And the technical free throw is good.
And guys, Brandon Knight really fits the mold of the new breed of NBA combo guard. He has the length and quickness to guard ones and twos, and his skill set allows him to generate offense both in transition as well as the half court.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Booker. Here's Knight. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. From deep. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. 23 points for Butler. Greg was talking about Brandon Knight. He'd really improve his shooting percentages before the midseason trade last year, and that was one of the bigger weaknesses, Clark, earlier in his career.
Yeah, and not only was his shot going down more, it looked better mechanically. But now, to take the next step, he has to cut down the turnover.
The Bulls leading by 16. Rondo kicks to Gibson. Back to Rondo. The pass to McDermott. To the paint, here's Lopez. Phoenix grabs the miss. Land's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Dudley, the pass to Bledsoe. Let's go. Here's Chandler. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Lopez has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Butler in the corner. And there's the 3-second violation.
Phoenix ball. Phoenix timeout.
You're terrible, Phoenix.
And the Suns call time.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
Suns trail by 16. Knight dishes to Bledsoe. Out tonight. Off the left rim and out. Chicago's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Butler from outside. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. I mean, my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of fouls.
To the right side. Here's Dudley. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
Oh, how pretty was that? Used the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
And for Jared Dudley, a bit of a resurgence last season. Found a team you like playing for, played much closer to his career numbers than the year before with the Clippers.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, he turned back the clock in almost every category. And I think, to your point, a lot of it has to do with the fit. He's on a team in a role that suits his talent. And I think you're going to see him continue to be consistent.
Chicago calls timeout.
And, you know, going back to Jared Dudley, he helps you in so many different ways. Shoots a lot of threes, yet does so efficiently. He rebounds, he passes the ball. He'll get a little physical, too. He's a valuable vet to have in your locker room.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you've put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
And you know what Jared Dudley's nickname was in college? The Junkyard Dog. I mean, for his toughness and that nose he has for the ball. 2 attributes that have served him greatly here at the next level.
Lopez, no up. Suns trail by 14. Knight for 3. And the rebound goes to Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Kicks it to Lopez. The dish to Butler. Lopez, a screen on Dudley. Passes it to Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got assist number 8 now on the night.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Chicago.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
Well, it deflates the opposition when you can be pesky defensively, and then it sparks your offense, and that's what happened for them. When you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Butler. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Both free throws good from Dudley.
Well, some really terrific numbers for Dudley. He has 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Now here's Lopez. Back to Rondo. Gibson setting the pick for Rondo. Chandler with the block. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Knight into the lane. The shot is off. Bledsoe against Rondo. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler. During the second half, it seemed like he was simply on a mission. Really didn't let up.
It was a stupendous night for him from long range. Having him out there on the perimeter took a lot of heat off their guys inside, and it gave them room to operate in the paint.
Well, you know, when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you in all sorts of ways. I mean, defensively, offensively, this guy can just flat out play. Let's not forget he's an all-star, dude.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.